sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman, your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures. Visit dormanday.ky.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman. Welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. It is a beautiful Tuesday, despite I know Chalo yesterday said that we're going to have thunder showers all day today. I don't know. It was a beautiful morning when I got up, and it was beautiful on the roads today. So I have a feeling it's just going to be beautiful for the rest of the day. That is my manifestation, at least for the rest of us today. I hope everybody's going to have a great Tuesday. I know we're going to start off our morning with a little bit of excitement this morning. We're shining a spotlight on a workforce development program designed to promote vocational and technical education and careers, and also recognize those doing exceptional work in these careers. Now, if you've been hanging out with me, tuning into The Buzz, then you know that we've been having quite a few conversations about workforce development, about upskilling Caymanians to be prepared for some of those emerging industries that are coming out. And here to say that launched in 2022, VoTech Stars, which is run by the Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce, they celebrate excellence in vocational and technical fields, from HVAC to dive instruction, heavy equipment operations, and more. The nominations for VoTech Stars are open again, and we're going to be talking with the program coordinator to learn how VoTech Stars works, why it matters, and how young people and employers alike can get involved. So welcoming to The Buzz, I have Miss Jada Ramoon. She's the programs coordinator with the Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. So, and I know that you're here with your program coordinator's hat on.
Yes.
But I'm just going to let our listeners know you are our current Miss World, Cayman Islands.
Yes, I am.
So, and I haven't had a chance to speak to you in the Miss World capacity. So totally different conversation for another time, but it's great to have you in studio with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. So as you told me, you've just started with the Chamber.
Yes, I have. I actually began in January. So I'm going through the transitional phase at the moment. Hit the ground running.
Yeah, that's how it is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the good thing is there's leadership there, so I know
Absolutely.
at least will be able to guide you.
I enjoy working there. My boss is very great at what he does, and he does teach me as much as he can.
Yeah, he does. He's a good leader in that sense.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot to learn.
Yes.
That's a great environment to be in.
Yes.
A lot of business relationships
yes.
to be forged.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're here to talk about the VoTech Stars.
Yes.
So tell us about the creation of VoTech Stars, if you know what inspired it.
So VoTech Stars, as you mentioned, was established in 2022, and it's to shine a light on the vocational sectors that we have here in the Cayman Islands. Whilst a lot of individuals try to go into the career paths that we know about, such as law, banking, the inspiration behind this program is to push those to take non-traditional career routes, because they're just as important, and we feel like we need to shine a light on those individuals who've spent years, or even those who are newer, who are taking these career paths seriously, to shine a light on them, because they're just as important as any other career here that we have on island.
They are, for sure.
Absolutely.
I agree with you on that. Do you know what gaps in the labor market VoTech Stars was looking to fill, if any gaps at all, or was it just more to highlight?
I think it was more so to highlight, because we know that they are there, but again, it was to give others that push. We're going into the job market, to fill those gaps, to fill those careers, those vacancies, so there's more within those industries.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Now, there was a bit of a break in the program.
Yes.
So why was it put on pause?
Again, because we were going through the transitional phase, and then I came in and I had to learn all of the technicalities behind running the programs. And Will and I sat down and we said we wanted to bring this program back this year. So that's what I've been working on for the past few weeks. Actually, we're trying to get the word out there. Again, like you said, nominations are open right now, and I'm super excited to see who the new batch of VoTech stars are going to be this year.
Okay. I didn't know that it was on that break, so it was a bit of a surprise when I did my research to find out. I was like, I swear they were in here last year, and I was speaking with some of them, with some of the VoTech stars from last year. So with the program being relaunched, are there any kind of new features, or is there like an expanded reach or additional sectors you might be targeting?
Honestly, we feel like we've kept the same structure as we have in previous years, but again, we're reaching out to all vocational sectors. It doesn't matter what you do, is construction, hairstyling, dental, all of that. We're expanding to everyone.
Okay, I like it. So then I guess if you're looking at previous nominations, which I'm sure you kind of have the data for that.
Yes.
Because you just said hairdressing. So when it comes to, hairdressing or nails, and I just look at them as those are artists in their own right.
Exactly, they are. Yes.
From your knowledge of what you've seen so far, do you have a lot of nominations from people in those sectors?
Not as yet, but we're currently reaching out to a lot of companies, and we're encouraging them to nominate those who shine within those fields because we feel like they deserve the recognition. Again, you said that they're artists.
Yes, they are.
Their work is impeccable. I don't know what I would do without my nail tech, personally.
Trust me, I know this is more of a male listen to show when they don't want to hear about our nails, but trust me.
No, absolutely.
I get blown away sometimes. All right. So given the high demand for skilled trades in the Cayman Islands and the import of expat technical workers that we have here, how do you think VoTech stars might be helping to shift the balance so more of these roles are likely to be filled by Caymanians?
Honestly, can you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
How do you think VoTech stars would encourage Caymanians to enter this industry? Because we import a lot of laborers when it comes to vocational technical roles.
Yes.
Right? So how do you think VoTech stars might kind of encourage Caymanians to go into these roles?
Because we highlight Caymanians. We're highlighting people who are just like them. They're coming into these job vacancies and these new opportunities, and they're learning. And then for another young Caymanian to come in and have a Caymanian teach them, and they're like, you know what, this was a VoTech star, and who knows, I'll work my way up and eventually I'll become a VoTech star. So that's what we're pushing for, to inspire Caymanians, to inspire the Caymanians that are coming after them.
I do like that. And I can say for me that kind of persuasion works. Because you're seeing somebody that's like you.
Absolutely.
Somebody that you might have grown up with or have some sort of connection with, or just, know like 6 degrees of separation kind of thing.
Yes.
And you might see them be highlighted. You might see the progression in what they've done. You can see where they might have come from and where they're going.
Exactly.
And how is that not inspirational to anybody?
Exactly. Right. Yep.
Yeah. I think sometimes we'll tear down each other in certain areas, but we don't always build each other. And I think especially when it comes to vocational and trade jobs, they're so important.
They are. They so really important. Are. They really are. We have no idea how much they really do for us.
And it takes a lot of pride to be able to do any sort of work. So I think being able to show, okay, I can excel in this career. It might not be that kind of traditional path that was pushed on people, per se. Yes. But those traditional paths don't always work for everybody.
For everyone, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So, for the nomination procedure, how does all of this work? If you could, I guess, just give us the info. How do we nominate people?
Well, the nominations would come to me. The companies would reach out to me, such as HR managers, the owners, etc. They'd reach out to me and they'd request one of the nomination forms. And once they fill those out, they'd then send those back to me. And the process we go through in order to choose nominees is that it's actually a blind nomination. So our judges don't know who they're judging, actually. So I'd go in, I'd crossed up names and stuff like that. So it's a fair judging process. And so everyone has equal opportunity to potentially become one of our 6 recipients for VoTech.
Okay, so if it's a blind judging, what kind of info or data are you hiding from the judges so they're not able
Names, types of positions, because again, there are some people who are in higher positions than others. We're mostly focused on what their accomplishments are and who they are as individuals and what they offer and what they give to their place of work and then the community.
Okay.
Yes.
Can somebody working in these positions, can they nominate themselves?
I never thought about that,
This is a common thing to award nominate yourself an award. It happens in the Best of Cayman all the time. I'm sorry, but it's.
I mean, if they put themselves forward to maybe like their employer, they'd be like, "I'm very interested. Would you submit a nomination on my behalf?"
Okay.
I think I can see it working that way. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I mean, it makes sense. You
Yes.
got to toot your own horn sometimes.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of an avenue to consider. Okay, so what is the criteria that you're using for the nomination forms? Like, what is the info that the employer or perhaps a colleague needs to fill out?
So we have the form. What we're asking for is name, age, the number of years that they've been working with the company. Again, it doesn't matter how many years they've been as long as they're excelling in the career that they're in. We ask for a bio on them and why you think they should be the next VoTech star, because note to self, a lot of these nominees don't even know that they've been nominated. Right. So imagine getting a call and they're like, "Oh, by the way, you're the VoTech star," and they're like, "The what?" So it's a surprise for a lot of them, but a lot of the information is something that their employer would know about them. It's based off of employer-employee relationship and how well you know your employee and what they offer, and you'd be proud to put them forth into the community to shine a light on the great work that they do, because once you have an employee that does good, that just goes to show that maybe the place that they're working at is thriving and they're training them up to be able to go out into society and to be noticed on such a bigger scale. Like, it's really inspiring, honestly.
Yeah, and I think also recognizing you might have an employee that's helping to kind of lead another employee and teach and mentor them.
Yes.
Teach them the ropes, how to do things. And an employer notices that often.
Absolutely. And they think it goes unseen, but it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, it's another good reason to nominate somebody in one of these positions.
Absolutely. 100%.
So I know you kind of touched on it already. So when it comes to who can nominate, right now we're looking at an employer.
Yes, an employer
does it strictly have to be an employer?
It doesn't. It could actually be a recommendation.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like we've had one that's been a recommendation already.
Okay.
Where someone feels like, yeah, I think they'd be a great VoTech star. So honestly, it's whoever they feel can. Yeah.
So almost as a client, for example, if I know my plumber hates me when he has to come, but he's taught me some tips and trips, and I feel great. Trust me, there's this one thing, I forget what it's called, fire something that everybody needs to have in their house when the plugs are drained, or sorry, when the drains are plugged. Put it that way. All right. So anyways, in that sense, I think he's great because he's taught me some stuff, and I think he's just great customer service.
And then you can
so
nominate
I would be able to nominate somebody in that sense.
Yes.
Okay. I like that idea too. Mm-hmm. And that again is just giving back and showing people how much you appreciate their service in the community.
100%.
I love that. And the way that the nominees are evaluated, I know you said it's a blind judging.
Yes, it is.
But is there very specific criteria that judges need to look at?
Again, a lot of it is experience, but then again, it's how well that they do in their job. It's how they are presented to the judges. So it goes off of how your employer describes you. Basically, it's selling them, essentially. That's the criteria we go off of. It's just who stands out to us, who inspires us, whose story is like, wow. Whilst everyone's story is important and everyone's coming from somewhere, and because they have been nominated, clearly they're excelling in the field already. And honestly, even if someone wasn't to make it through this year, we definitely encourage them to apply again next year, because who knows, they could be in that next batch.
Why should employers really consider nominating their employees?
I think it shows them that they're actually being looked at and their work is being appreciated, because a lot of times employees feel that they are overlooked, but they really have no idea that they're actually being observed and they're being recommended to do great things. So I don't want any employee to feel like what they do isn't noticed or praised, because trust me, it is.
It is, yeah.
It really is.
I think it's so important to recognize
Absolutely.
your employees, and especially if you've had a rough patch and
exactly
whatever's going on.
Yes.
Yeah. It goes so much in the company culture, and I think when you see people being recognized and celebrated within a place of employment, it's attractive to somebody on the outside that wants to come and join that business.
It is.
Because they also want to be celebrated and feel good at where they're
Absolutely.
working.
Absolutely. 100%.
So I think from a PR side for a business,
yes,
it's a really good look for them to be able to nominate some of their employees.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go to a commercial break right now, but when we come back, we'll get into the rest of the details with VoTech stars.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Captain Joseph James Anglin, 1899-1982.
Captain Joseph James Anglin was a sea captain who sailed to the Mosquito Keys, Nicaragua, Cuba, and Tampa, Florida. Married to Alvis Christina Chrissy Ebanks and the father of 12 children, he was a God-fearing Christian and a preacher in church. Known as a good neighbor, he helped to build a strong community.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Tired of burning cash at the gas pump and wasting time in traffic? Say goodbye to gridlock and hello to freedom with a Kimco scooter from Automotive Art. Trusted in over 100 countries, Kimco is now known worldwide for reliable, fuel-efficient scooters built to last. Perfect for Cayman's roads. With two models to choose from, the Agility 125cc for just $23.99 and the Agility RS Naked 125cc for $24.99. It's the smart, budget-friendly way to beat traffic and cut costs. Visit Automotive Art today and ride smarter with Kimco, because saving money should never mean slowing down.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Parents, if you're navigating the world of boarding schools, it can feel overwhelming. Dorm and Day are here to help. You don't have to do it alone. Whether your child is reaching for new academic challenges, looking to shine as a competitive athlete, or simply searching for the school that brings out their best, Dorm and Day are your trusted educational experts located right here in Georgetown. For 10 years, Dorm and Day have helped families just like yours to find the best fit schools with one-on-one support every step of the way. So why stress when you can have an experienced partner by your side? Visit dormandday.ky or call 936-3676 today. Dorm and Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz, and I'm your host, Kathy Miller. I am talking with the programs coordinator at the Chamber of Commerce, Miss Jada Ramoon. She's also our Miss World Cayman Islands. I like to throw that in there, although that's a totally separate discussion. We are talking about the VoTech Stars, which is currently open right now for nominations. And Jada, I was hoping if you know of any past VoTech Stars, any stories that you can share with us, perhaps their career paths may have changed because of the program. Anything you can share?
So one of our VoTech stars currently, right now, actually competed in Miss World Cayman Islands a few years ago. She did really well. She placed in the top 3. She's also a dancer, so I think she's on the UCCI dance team, so she travels a lot. And yeah, she does really well, and we're very proud of her. And it just goes to show that, they're normal people just like us, but
versatility.
Exactly. They have hobbies, and it's more than just work that consumes them. They're great individuals, and they're great to speak to. So we're very proud of her in that sense as well.
And you highlighted a woman in vocational and tech role, which is, generally people assume that it's more male dominated, and it is male dominated. It doesn't mean that women aren't in these roles.
Exactly.
So I like that you shared a story from a woman who took a less so-called traditional path in that sense. What impact do you think that the visibility of the billboards and other kind of media sharing, their social media stories that you guys do, what kind of impact do you think that has on the VoTech Stars and the community?
Honestly, it's a symbol of inspiration, in my opinion. Having a face plastered for the entire Cayman Islands community to see, it can be very empowering. You have kids who are going to be looking up to you, and they're like, wow, I didn't know that you could succeed in a career like this. Maybe I wanted to be an electrician, but I was told that, hey, maybe this isn't the right thing in order for you to make a correct living, etc. But this breaks stigmas that we have on the vocational sectors here in the Cayman Islands, because they can be just as successful as any traditional job that is done here. And those billboards highlight that. And I know that they're super proud when they can drive by and see their faces. And they said, you know what, no matter what circumstances were put up against me, no matter what anyone told me, look at me. I'm shining, and all of Cayman knows that.
Yeah, and I like that. I think when I would see the billboards go around with the Proud of Them campaign, I loved that.
They're great.
Because it just really highlighted really young Caymanians, how well they're doing coming out of high school and whatnot, and what what they're hopefully going to do. And to me, that was like, okay, I get it. Because you often have like the, 30 under 30, 40 under 40, that kind of stuff, right? Yes. And you might be celebrated a little into your career as you're, midway through your career, whatever it might be. But we don't always recognize stuff at the very beginning, which is, again, that motivational thing. It's inspirational,
Exactly.
So I do like it. I think it's a great thing. It makes me smile. One of my neighbors was part of he was a VoTech star. And he was part of one of the auto mechanic programs.
Oh, I love that.
And I know he's doing well. He's still working in the industry, and he's doing great. But it's because I speak with his mom often. So when I said, your son was on the radio with me, I think she was completely surprised. She didn't know it was with me. And then we just spoke about how's he doing, and she said he's doing great. He's just he's just setting his life. I'm just so proud of him, and it was a great experience for her son, and just as a mom to see,
of course.
You know what I mean? My child is just on his way.
Oh, I love that.
And that program kind of helped set him there.
Oh, we're glad.
I think that's important.
Oh, that's so good.
So saying that, how does the chamber, I guess, measure the success of VoTech Stars? How do you know it's a program worth having?
Because we can keep doing it each year, and we're getting the nominees, and we have people who are reaching out to us before we even open our nominations again. And it's inspiring truly, because we feel that us as a nonprofit organization, that we're contributing to the community here in the Cayman Islands, and we're shining a light, and we're putting all of these important programs out there that necessarily aren't already. And we're definitely just trying to inspire and uplift, and I feel that the chamber definitely epitomizes that to its full extent.
Yeah, they do. I would have to agree with you on that. I know that we only have a few minutes left, so I want to make sure we get some of the info out. So if there's any kind of sponsors or businesses, government agencies even, that can help strengthen VoTech Stars, anybody that's looking to, what kind of support do you need?
Sponsorship, so we can, again, campaign for VoTech. It's pretty.
It's costly.
It's costly.
Yeah, it is. And the chamber is an NPO.
Yes, and we have to get the billboards out there. We're playing for media and promoting. So we're just looking for sponsorships and as much nominations as possible, honestly.
Okay.
Yes.
So the nomination. So what do? We go to the website. Is there a specific URL?
So they can reach out to me at jada.ramoon@caymanchamber.ky to request a nomination form. I will then send that to them, and then they'll send it to me, and the rest is kind of history, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so that's jada.ramoon at
caymanchamber.ky.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
And when do the nominations close off?
We're going to try to extend it a bit so we can get some more. So I'm going to try to push it until the end of the month.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it? I thought it was like the 26th or something like that.
15th.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes, we're definitely extending it.
We're going to extend it. We want more individuals, definitely.
And I think I'm going to have to get like a little piece of information from you so I can send it to some people that I know.
Absolutely.
I'd love to. I want my nail tech to get in there. Everywhere I go, everybody
loves
her work.
Nail tag.
She's amazing. So do you think there's any misconceptions about technical or trade careers in Cayman? And if there is, how does VoTech Stars, do you believe, work to change those perceptions?
I do think there are misconceptions that they're not jobs that everyone traditionally wants to work in. Those aren't necessarily fields. There's no money. That's what people think, that there's no money. But trust me, once you get qualified in a specific field, the limits are endless of what you can accomplish. And the VoTech, again, we shine a light on that. And we want to highlight that vocational jobs and technical jobs are just as important as being a lawyer, being a banker, an accountant. They do just as much. They do. So we feel like they deserve to be celebrated.
I agree.
Yes.
And for me personally, I love somebody that can work with their hands.
Exactly.
And it's just such an attractive trait to me in a person. I think it's an amazing thing. So, no offense to the office types at all. You guys are great as well. But so when you can work with your hands, man, there's something about that. Any final thoughts that you want to leave with our listeners?
Actually, the Chamber is celebrating its 60th year this year, and we are also accepting nominations for our Business Excellence Awards that will be taking place on November 15th. So we're inviting all Chamber members to send in nominations, and they can, hear more information, they can reach out to Emily at emily.sintorn@caymanchamber.ky.
How do we spell her last name?
Sintorn.
Okay. Had to tease you there with that one. Thank you so much, Jada.
Thank you.
It was great to have you on.
We have a lot of programs that we're seeking sponsorships for as well. Junior Achievement, Mentoring Cayman, and Leadership Cayman. All applications are opened. Again, you can reach out to me for more information on these programs.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
And VoTech stars, you have until the end of the month to apply. Remember, you can email jada.ramoon@caymanchamber.ky. We're going to go to the 8 a.m. news, and after that, I'm going to be talking about Gamers Bay.
Studio time now is 8 o'clock, brought to you with the kind compliments of Foster's.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. 2 major projects are heading to the Central Planning Authority for consideration tomorrow. Legoland Real Estate is back with its Eldemeyer project, a revised uncontested application for 157 apartments, a commercial pool and gym on Boilers Road in Georgetown. This after the previous one was refused by the CPA last year after the board determined it was, quote, not a suitable location and it would heavily affect traffic in the area. The CPA also decided the building didn't have, quote, enough amenities for residents to enjoy recreation or commercial activities. The developers have stressed the project is in line with Georgetown's revitalization initiatives, stressing that an influx of new residents will, quote, enhance its life with high-quality living close to services and work. The board will then discuss the Hyatt Centric Hotel project on West Bay Road, a 10-story hotel with a rooftop restaurant, 2 pickleball courts, 3 pools, and a bar. This application is facing objections from the public and has been clocked by the Department of Environment for extra consideration as it's near a known turtle nesting site. They added, though, that the project does not need an environmental impact assessment. The Department of Tourism is endorsing the approval of this project. Tomorrow's meeting is open to the public at the Government Administration Building starting at 10 a.m. You can find the full agenda online at planning.ky. Between September 2022 and September 2024, the size of the civil service grew from just over 4,400 to more than 4,800. And with that growth comes the need for more places to put that staff.
In the new year, we will be looking at doing a business case to look at where we think the next government administration building should be and whether the government would be interested in a triple P, whether the government would be interested in at least to own.
A triple P is a public-private partnership. Speaking on Radio Cayman's For the Record, Infrastructure Minister the Honorable J. Ebanks told listeners while government is keen to get the ball rolling, it isn't something that can realistically be accomplished during this administration's term in office, but it can lay the groundwork.
So we're going to be looking at putting that into the budget because we are spending significant amount of money out there renting spaces. And as is, we're still having to bring departments out of the government building because of the layout of it is to be able to accommodate other individuals and other ministries that are in the building. So, yes, OC, there's a lot of work to be done.
Along with that is the potential to renovate or rebuild the glass house, the former government building, which has stood empty for years next door. Mr. Ebanks says a cabinet paper is imminent and the public will be updated as the project moves along. And the National Museum hosts an event this weekend exploring roots and remedies. Radio Cayman's April Cummings reports.
The interactive waterfront event combined a bit of old and some new, the intersection of traditional knowledge, plant-based healing, and modern wellness practices. Over the weekend, vendors showcased organic foods and juices in front of the Cayman Islands National Museum. There were displays of bush medicine, crafts to buy, and even sound therapy and massage sessions. The Roots and Remedies Traditional and Wellness Market Market also included talks by Nasaria Sekou-Chalet and Hannah Reid, discussing how plants are interwoven into Caymanian and Caribbean culture, while Dr. Urka Ebanks, meantime, explained potential safety concerns about herbal medicines. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. The Israeli army says it's begun a new ground assault on Gaza City, which it sees as a Hamas stronghold. Locals described a night of massive bombardment. Hospitals in Gaza City say at least 43 people have been killed. UN investigators have concluded that Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians. Navi Pillay said it was abundantly clear the aim of Israel's campaign in Gaza was the destruction of Palestinians. The US Secretary of State is in Qatar a week after Israel carried out a deadly airstrike on Hamas members in Doha. Marco Rubio is hoping Qatar will continue in its role as mediator between Hamas and Israel. It's just been announced the Hollywood star Robert Redford has died aged 89. He was one of the most influential film stars of his time, starring in movies such as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's the latest. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Marriage is a journey worth investing in. On Saturday, September 20th, join author, coach, and speaker, Mr. Wesley Jones from Panama, for a life-changing marriage workshop at the Intergenerational Hub, Old Woods Furniture Store behind Airport Fosters. Discover tips on how to continue loving in your marriage, strengthen your bond, and inspire the next generation that marriage works. Enjoy breakfast at 10 a.m., followed by a powerful workshop and question and answer session. Space is limited. RSVP as soon as possible. Call 916-6182. A Kimpton gift certificate is up for grabs for the person inviting the most couples. This is a free event. Strong marriages build strong families, and strong families build strong communities.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
The 8 a.m. weather update, brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 87 degrees. Relative humidity is 77%. The barometric pressure is 29.93 inches and rising. The wind is east at 10 knots. Overnight low temperature was 84 degrees. Synopsis indicate residual moisture and surface trough lingering across the Bay of Honduras will interact with an upper level trough through the next 24 hours, bringing some cloudy spells and a chance for scattered showers at times later today. Moderate to fresh winds are expected to prevail through today as the pressure gradient strengthens over the Western Caribbean. Radar imagery shows scattered to numerous showers south and west of the Cayman area, moving westward. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies becoming cloudy at times, with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will rise near the low 90s, with a heat index near 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, with higher gusts this morning. Seas will be slight to moderate, with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Forecast for tonight calling for mainly clear skies becoming cloudier after midnight, with a 40% chance of showers and some thunder, and temperatures falling near the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be this afternoon at 12:17, high tide this evening at 6:55. The sun will set this evening at 6:25 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:14. And the outlook is calling for a further increase in the chance of cloudiness and showers from later Wednesday as a tropical wave located east of Jamaica drifts across the Western Caribbean. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Brit K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Brit K, where people come first. Are you feeling overwhelmed, sad, stressed out, or suicidal and need support? Call 1-800-534-6463. K-Mind, Mental Health Helpline. It's okay to ask for help. K-Mind Mental Health Helpline, available from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's free and confidential support and guidance on your emotional and psychological health. For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Brought to you by UHealth International, University of Miami Health System. International patients go to UHealth International for consultations with renowned physicians, advanced treatment technologies, leading-edge medical therapies, and state-of-the-art surgical procedures. Whatever your particular reason for going to UHealth International, you will receive customized medical care delivered within a compassionate, multicultural setting. The care you need when you need it.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening on the roads. Further up on Shamrock Road, traffic is moving on at a moderate pace. Further down, different story. There's a little steadier traffic as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway. And traffic, it looks like a crawlathon on Crew Road heading to Georgetown. Expect delays. Moderate flow of traffic heading east on Crew Road. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing at a moderate pace. And smooth traffic on Owen Roberts Drive coming from the West Bay 4-way stop. Light to moderate traffic flow. And on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic, and continuing on to Halden Avenue. And coming off of the Esley Tibbetts Highway, traffic is steady but flowing. Continuing on to Northstown Road. Industrial Park area, moderate flow of traffic. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember to keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the steering wheel.
Get ready for something sweet, spicy, and totally crave-worthy. The hot honey chicken sandwich is here, and it's bringing the heat. We've taken our tender, juicy chicken and drenched it in bold hot honey sauce for the perfect balance of sweetness and spice. But hurry, this one's only here for a limited time. Hot honey chicken. Try it today before it's gone. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are now going to be talking about Gamers Bay 9, which is a gaming tournament and convention. And I have in studio with me Lance Jefferson. He is one of the co-founders of Netgeeks Media, and as far as I know, he's the man behind Gamers Bay. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more than Lance, but this is who I always see. Good morning, Lance. How are you doing?
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Cayman.
Good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be back.
It's good. We've been having our own whole conversation on the outside here, talking about all sorts of different things, sports related, so it makes sense.
Definitely.
We are here to talk about Gamers Bay 9. And congratulations, because this has been a long time running for you.
Yes.
And you absolutely deserve to get your props.
I appreciate that.
You've been doing amazing. And I just want to take it back to how this even started.
So again, Gamers Bay 9, the largest gaming party in the Cayman Islands. Where it's going to be a fun 2-day event. We're going to have live gaming. We're going to have some cosplay. For those of you that like to dress up.
What's cosplay exactly? Some people might know. Even I didn't know until a couple years ago. I was just like, what?
So cosplay is like costume get up where you're putting together, you're dressing up as your favorite comic book character or superhero. And it's just a fun way. A lot of cosplayers, they actually create their own outfits. So it's a way of showing the creativity behind it. But at the same time, it's just another way to experience gaming.
Okay, I kind of like that. Okay. So yes, tell us the whole idea of how you started Gamers Bay.
So back in 2016, my business partner, Daniel Scott, him and I, we were starting our business, Netgeeks Media. And we wanted to showcase that we were actual forward thinkers in the industry. So back in 2016, we were like, what can we do to, as an event to showcase that we're forward thinkers? And when I was in university, I used to play FIFA. And so we would have like some little FIFA tournaments in the dorms, and we'd play for food, haircuts, some money sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why don't we do a video game tournament? And Daniel, he was like, you know what? Before we do anything, we got to do some research. I was like, all right, cool. So we did some research, and we found out it's not called video game tournament anymore. It's called esports. And esports was actually projected to be bigger than baseball within like a 10-year period. Also, at that time, it was still in its infant stages, so it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
And just as a reminder, this was around 2016?
2016.
Okay.
So, again, we did some more research to see what was going on in the Caribbean. There was nothing going on in the Caribbean. And we saw different areas of opportunity for the Cayman Islands, for our youth and kids. And at the end of the day, we went ahead and went forward with the event. And the whole idea behind it was to create opportunities and open up gateways for our youth. In addition to that, when we noticed that there wasn't any kind of esports in the Caribbean, we wanted to position the Cayman Islands as the esports hub of the Caribbean. Almost like, when you're playing American football, after the Super Bowl, they have the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's usually in Hawaii. That's the kind of the same concept we wanted to bring to the table. In addition to that, at that time, China was also working on their esports arena. I think they spent like
arena.
I think they spent like $980 million on their.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just $980 million.
Why? Because their
because
goal
they can.
and their goal was to be the esports hub of the world.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that. Yeah.
But outside of that, every year this is our 9th year now, and every year it's been growing and growing, and we've seen a lot of different opportunities. Now, esports is now a professional sporting discipline. So
really? Wait, I feel like I learned this. I can't remember exactly how, if it was with you on a different interview, but yes, okay.
So last year,
I can be a professional e-sportswoman.
Yes, of course, of course.
Oh, maybe my life is going to take a turn, because here I thought my wrist break completely ruined my wannabe athletic career.
There you go.
Okay.
We have different avenues now.
Yes, now I can be a virtual athlete.
There you go. So the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, last year, July, they actually had a meeting, and they approved esports to be a part of the Olympics as well. So
wow,
we can look out for that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so wildly insane to me.
It's almost like back in the day when skateboarding and surfing they weren't part of the Olympic right?
events.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, no. My friends back home, it was there was some of us that was like absolutely, because I know who's going to get a gold medal. I know a couple of guys in Canada who medaled in the Olympics in skateboarding,
awesome.
Which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also a very strong, like, this is not a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Skateboarders refuse to call skateboarding a sport. I don't know why. And I'm like, it very much is, guys. but
it was all about the soul of it.
Right. And nobody's going to conform us and put us in a box where we can be measured and judged in a way.
Of course.
Right? So, it was that kind of a thing.
And then money started to come along.
Oh, and I'm like, hello. Because we're all going to break something at some point for skateboarding. So I love the fact it took a minute for us to grow as skateboarders to accept that that's going to be an Olympic event. And now it blows me away. And now, so the same kind of surprise that I had towards skateboarding being considered an Olympic event, I have that same kind of like almost disbelief that esports is going to be considered an Olympic
crazy.
event.
A lot of people don't believe it. And ultimately, we're in 2025 and there's a lot of professions that are actually coming from gaming.
But is it going to be, I know you might not know this, but separate esport events?
You mean like in regards to the different games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There would have to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They would separate them.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'd have a number of different game titles that you'd be competing for. And that's one of the things we look for down here, especially at the Gamers Bay event. We look to identify male and female competitors that should a tournament come up or that we can actually take them to, we like to identify them so that we can prep them ahead of time for these events. We had, this was the end of 2023, one of our FC24 or FIFA players, they ended up winning the Gamers Bay event, and they represented Cayman at the Pan American Esports Championships in Chile. So,
did we talk about this?
Last year, yeah.
Okay, we did.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
all right.
yeah.
I thought it was in basketball for some reason.
Also in basketball, FIBA has now created a FIBA league. So all the FIBA teams, they also now have to have it's mandatory that they have a E league or E team to represent. And so Cayman also has a E team that represents in the FIBA E-League as well, so that's huge.
Yes, I spoke to a couple of those gentlemen.
Mm-hmm, and they're playing against professionals and stuff, so it's a great experience in regards to...
When you say professionals, are we talking like ex-NBA players or NBA players, or are we talking like professional gamers?
Professional gamers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, which
some play
retired ballers.
Yeah, some play in the they have a NBA 2K league, and those guys they make good money.
This is a world I know nothing about, and I'm so curious because I used to love playing games as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I just got into other things as I got older, but I'm like, why wasn't it as advanced when I was younger? Because, man, virtual headsets, I would never take one off.
I know, right?
I would just live in it.
I mean, and technology is advancing so much. Look at the new glasses that are coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Or, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I know.
There's a solution, an eye drop apparently, that's supposed to take care of your vision. So if you're wearing contacts, you can just take this eye drop now, and it does the exact same thing what contacts does. And I'm very game for this because the older you get, your vision just goes I'm both nearsighted and farsighted. I don't know when this happened.
I promise you, within the next 5 to 10 years,
please don't promise me anything.
When it comes to technology, we're gonna be so amazed, especially when it comes to health.
I'll take that.
Healthcare,
I'll take technology.
Yeah, it's so many different avenues.
I thought you were gonna tell me, wait, what happens in 5 years to your sight, Kathy? This is gonna happen next. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it. Okay,
so it's only gonna get. I think it's only gonna get better.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so for sure. I mean, that's the way it's going. Right?
We have a bright future.
I think so, yes. I'll be able to see it. All right, Gamers Bay 9 highlights. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the highlights for the event because, I'm deviating here. So what can attendees expect? Because it's 2 days, right?
Yes.
September
27th and 28th at the John Gray Gymnasium. Okay. So those of you that haven't been to the Gamers Bay event before, the venue is actually divided into 2 parts. So one half is an esports arena. So you'll be able to, as spectators, you'll be able to sit down and watch the competitors compete in the different competition games. And then on the other side is like a convention side. So there's a number of free gameplay areas, from arcade games to virtual reality games. The Cayman Islands Motor Federation is going to be out there as well. So they're going to have some sim rigs as well. They want their goal is to, they want everybody to have a chance to get the feel of and be involved in sim racing because it's huge. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, like I said, it's going to be a fun 2 days. It's the largest gaming party in the Cayman Islands. So
I like the convention side idea when you said there's going to be arcade games and all the rest. So now I'm going to ask you, not to date myself, but the game Wonder Boy. Do you remember this at all?
Yeah, it might be there.
What do you mean it might? You got to tell me for sure, Kathy. It's going to be there.
Well,
I will close down the place.
Okay. We might. Daniel, if you're listening,
Kathy wants Wonder Boy. I was obsessed with that game, like super obsessed. So
okay.
Yeah,
awesome. No, we have a number of, like I said, free gameplay areas, and we're gonna have some retro games. We're gonna have some of the newest stuff, the PlayStation 5s, Nintendo Switches. Like I said, virtual reality. We're gonna have a station there for you guys as well. So
very cool.
Yeah.
I love VR. It's such an experience.
And then on top of that, we also bring down some celebrity YouTubers and gamers. Okay. And so this year we got another fun crowd that's gonna be coming down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any names you can drop?
Yeah, definitely. Austin John Plays is one of them. He's a YouTuber that he gets a lot of his content around, or he does a lot of his content around more like game guides, Pokemon, Nintendo, Zelda. And then we have a fun-loving anime and gamer, cosplayer and gamer. His name is Brown Bakugo. Okay. He does a lot of cosplay. He's very energetic, and he's a fun individual to be around. Nice. And then we have Kawiwi. She's a gamer and cosplayer as well. And so again, it's gonna be a fun 2 days. You guys can come out and get some autographs and meet these celebrities, and just have a great time.
Absolutely, and interact with them, play some games with them.
Definitely. You never know what you learn from these individuals as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. What stories they can share with you, and
gold nuggets they can drop down for you.
Absolutely. And as I say, challenge them to a game.
Of course.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. Come on out.
You might learn something there with their style. So I know that we have over $10,000 in cash and prizes.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Again, each one of the competition games, they have a cash prize that's associated with it. So the games of competition is FC 25, which is the football, FIFA. You have NBA 2K 25, and then you have Super Smash Brothers. And then those are all 1v1s. And then we have a 2v2, which is the Fortnite competition as well.
2 versus 2?
2 versus 2.
Okay.
And so the cash prize for Fortnite is $2,000 for first place. For each of the 1v1 games, it's $1,000 for first place.
Okay.
So
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun, like I said, a good opportunity if you've been playing games for a number of years and you're ready to showcase your skill sets and maybe even get a bag.
See, Mom and Dad, this is what the kids have been, not even just kids, but this is what the gamers have been working up to. Hopefully to earn a little bit of money, and you can be like, hey, I don't have to buy you your new PlayStation. You can do it yourself.
There you go. And the whole idea behind Gamers Bay too is a platform for our kids and youth, right? If they decide that this is the avenue that they want to take, maybe they go to the States or another international tournament, and when they go to compete there, they're not so blindsided and left behind. They got an idea of how these events work. And so, again, that's one of the reasons behind the Gamers Bay event.
That's a really good point, too. Get them experienced here, and not just amongst gamers here, but you're also bringing some well-known, recognized people within the industry.
Of course.
Mixing it up, making Cayman, as you said, that kind of premier hub in the Caribbean for gaming. So, yeah, you're establishing something not a little stronger, a lot stronger for sure.
Nice.
So if in case people do use Cayman as a launch pad and try to go elsewhere internationally and make a name for themselves.
Exactly.
They had a really good training ground in Cayman for that. I think that's an awesome thing. We're going to go to a commercial break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk a lot more about Gamers Bay 9.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Tired of burning cash at the gas pump and wasting time in traffic? Say goodbye to gridlock and hello to freedom with a Kimco scooter from Automotive Art. Trusted in over 100 countries, Kimco is now known worldwide for reliable, fuel-efficient scooters built to last. Perfect for Cayman's roads. With two models to choose from, the Agility 125cc for just $23.99 and the Agility RS Naked 125cc for $24.99. It's the smart, budget-friendly way to beat traffic and cut costs. Visit Automotive Art today and ride smarter with Kimco, because saving money should never mean slowing down.
Parents, if you're navigating the world of boarding schools, it can feel overwhelming. Dorm and Day are here to help. You don't have to do it alone. Whether your child is reaching for new academic challenges, looking to shine as a competitive athlete, or simply searching for the school that brings out their best, Dorm and Day are your trusted educational experts located right here in Georgetown. For 10 years, Dorm and Day have helped families just like yours to find the best fit schools with one-on-one support every step of the way. So why stress when you can have an experienced partner by your side? Visit dormandday.ky or call 936-3676 today. Dorm and Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
We are in the hurricane season, and knowing what to do after a hurricane can be as important as preparing for the storm. After the passage of a hurricane, seek medical attention if it is needed at hospitals and clinics for those persons who are injured. Do not touch power lines and cables that are down. They may be active. Report them to 911 or the utility emergency hotlines. Broken tree limbs should be removed from around homes and buildings if possible. This hurricane information was brought to you by Breeze FM and Radio Cayman.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I am speaking with Lance Jefferson, who's the co-founder of Netgeeks Media and the man behind Gamers Bay 9. It's Gamers Bay 9 this year, which is a gaming tournament and convention and the largest in the Caribbean that we know of, pretty much, right? So I think you're doing some great things, Lance.
Thank you.
Toot, toot. We did speak about, and if I have it right, there is 4 one-on-one games that you can win prizes or cash prize, right?
So 3.
3 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
3 of them. And then there's 1 2 versus 2 game, which you can win a cash prize.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So, and that's up to or over $10,000 in cash and prizes for those games.
Yes.
There's also a cosplay. Is it cosplay or cosplay? See, listen to me. This is how unfamiliar I am with it. There's also a cosplay competition. Tell us about that.
So
I feel like I could win this.
Yeah, so on Saturday, again, there's a we have a cosplay competition. So if you dress up, like I said, as your favorite comic book or superhero, we want to look for creativity in regards to how the outfit has been created. We want to look at different avenues in regards to how you're acting with it and stuff. So it's a fun time.
Do you have a favorite superhero or comic book person?
Well, my wife, she got me into cosplay maybe a couple of years ago. So I've done it. I've done it 2 times now.
Okay, so you didn't previously have a certain favorite of your own?
No.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I, and because of
I want to know who Anika got you to dress up as.
I was gonna say because of my hairstyle is.
You went as Rapunzel, yes.
No, so the first time my wife had me as Hawkeye from Avengers.
Okay.
And then last year or the year before that we did Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
So we did like a couple cosplay.
Okay, cool.
And so this year we're probably gonna do something again. I don't want to reveal what we're gonna do, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But it's gonna be it's fun and exciting, and again if you have a significant other, it's a fun time to do something together.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've seen Anika in a couple of those costumes, right? Which is your wife. That's who I'm referring to.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've seen her in a couple of the costumes. I think with her sister, with one of her little sisters, which I loved too. So it can be a really fun family event like that.
It is. It is.
Doesn't have to be a family event. You could do this with your friends, loved ones.
Exactly.
So it's kind of cool. I like that. It's like it's an early Halloween in a sense.
Right? If you like dressing up, this is a great opportunity to dress up, and you might win some prizes.
Yeah, it's fun. Who doesn't like to put on a costume?
I know, right?
What kind of prizes are we looking at in that section?
Well, there's a
cosplay.
There's a cash prize awarded with that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I understand you're going to have some influencer panels.
Yes.
And meet and greets. So what are the panels about?
So the panels will talk, again, it's a good opportunity to learn about our celebrities. So they'll talk about who they are, what they do. They might even talk about some areas in regards to content creation. How do they make it? So
kind of how the people who are in attendance, how they can kind of also forge maybe a career path.
Exactly. That's the whole idea behind it, is to be able to talk with these live individuals that have made it in the industry.
Have you had the panel discussions before?
Yes. 2 years ago was the first time we started doing it.
How was that received, or what was the feedback like?
Yeah, it's been good reception, good feedback. The influencers, they like it. The spectators, they enjoyed learning about what they can do and the opportunities that are there.
Okay.
So yeah, and then we also have a few other panel as well. So Cayman Enterprise Cayman will also be there doing a little panel session as well.
Oh, do you know what on?
You'll have to come out there and find out.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, my mind is raking over the ideas that it could be a coding thing, it could be AI.
You never know.
You never know. But
yeah.
that would be pretty awesome. And I think that's a great thing, because Enterprise City is also very focused on so many technical programs, which gaming has it's a very technical side to it, right? Besides the fun and excitement behind it, it's very technical. So
exactly,
I kind of see how Cayman Enterprise City or Enterprise Cayman could come in and have some sort of a panel discussion or a presentation where they're
and they've been doing a lot of these workshops and stuff. So they've got it locked.
Yeah,
down.
they know what they're doing. They're kind of providing ideas and
Mm-hmm.
inspiration behind, hey, these are avenues in life that you can take. Or,
And like I mentioned, the gaming industry is huge, and you don't have to just be a competitor. You can be a gaming developer. You can be a content creator, a graphic designer. You know, these are all very lucrative professions in the industry, right?
Can't remember if it was with you, but I know that I've said it, and I know I've said it on this show a few times because I'm so interested in the fact that just content creation alone, that's a $530 billion industry come 2030. $530 billion industry. That is almost a doubling from where it was a couple years ago to 2030. That is crazy. So when you see people filming their food or filming their gaming experiences, whatever it might be, you have no idea what
exactly
content creation can bring them.
Not everybody's gonna be a doctor and a lawyer, and ultimately,
not everybody wants to.
Yeah, ultimately, we just want to be able to assist where we can, and again, it's about helping to open up these gateways and create these opportunities for our people. Yeah,
other ways to enjoy life and experience life.
Exactly.
So you're also going to have a lot of merchant giveaways. I know you have this every year, right?
Yes.
So that'll be something that all participants can look forward to, and some interactive booths and tech showcases.
Definitely, we've got.
Elaborate on those.
So I don't want to say too much because I want you to come out there because it's again.
Well, some sort of a hint.
Yeah. So again, we're gonna have some very special vendors that are gonna be out there, and they bring a lot of their gadgets, technology gadgets.
Oh, okay.
So, again, it's a good opportunity because remember, it is a technology convention as well, right? So, that's part of.
Oh, I'm thinking robotics and drones and other stuff that's way above that.
You never know. My advice
is just to come.
Is to come out there, enjoy yourself.
And the dates again?
It's going to be September 27th and 28th. And if you want to get your spectator passes or competition passes, go into gamersbayevent.com. That way you can buy your like I said, your spectator passes, your competition passes. It'll show you all the rules for the competitions. If you want to buy merch, you can actually buy merch from there as well. So your hoodies, your shirts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are the ticket prices?
It's $25 a day for 12 and under.
Okay.
And I think it's $30 for the adults.
Okay, gotcha. That's per day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full day.
Full day.
And you're allowed to be in and out of the venue?
Yes. So Saturday it's going to start from like 8 till 7. And then on Sunday, it's going to be 8 till 4.
Are parents allowed to just drop their kids off?
No.
Because they might be like, wow, $25, great. Let me put them there for the day.
Unfortunately, we still need some chaperones.
Okay.
So if you're under 16, you will need a chaperone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to be corrected. This isn't just for children.
No.
At all. So when your target audience, who are your participants, the gamers that are coming, people watching, what are the age ranges?
So funny thing is, I remember our first event, we thought that there was going to be like a lot of teenagers and the younger ones that were competing. Needless to say, the competitors were actually young professionals working at Maples, Walkers.
Oh,
so
the ones who wish that they went into a... No, I'm teasing. I'm totally teasing.
They take advantage of the opportunity and they make their bag, you know. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. And maybe they'll be switching careers. Who knows?
You never know.
We'll see. We're going to go to a commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll get into a couple more of those details. And also, I want to talk about your kind of networking and your impact within the community when it comes to Gamers Bay and what you're trying to show what gaming can do.
Awesome. Will do.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise the motoring public of upcoming wastewater infrastructure works along West Bay Road in the vicinity of Burger King, which will cause a partial closure of West Bay Road. Preliminary activities which the Water Authority contractors will conduct are scheduled to take place on Saturday 20th September, which may cause temporary traffic diversion into the center turn lane for southbound traffic. Traffic signs and other control measures will be placed when needed. The primary maintenance work will take place on Sunday, 21st September from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. During the works, the southbound lane of West Bay Road will be closed between Burger King and the Dart Overpass, with the southbound through traffic being diverted through Esterly Tibbet Highway. The northbound lane will remain open. Motorists will be able to access the businesses in the area: Galleria Plaza, Tiger Mart Gas Station, and Burger King. West Shore Plaza and Wendy's can be accessed via Lawrence Boulevard. Flaggers and traffic signs will be in place. All motorists are asked to drive with caution to ensure their own safety as well as the safety of the Water Authority and its contractor staff. These works are part of an ongoing series of maintenance work on the wastewater infrastructure in the area. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of its customers and the public as it upgrades its wastewater infrastructure and apologizes for any inconvenience caused.
If you think of HPV as a woman's problem, think again. Cervical cancer is not the only type of cancer linked to HPV. Other cancers linked to HPV include throat, mouth, and neck cancers, making it everyone's problem. The HPV vaccine is our best protection against HPV-related cancers. It is recommended for everyone, male and female, and for those under the age of 25. All it takes is a single dose for protection. For more information, contact the Public Health Department on 244-2648 or 244-2889.
Marriage is a journey worth investing in. On Saturday, September 20th, join author, coach, and speaker, Mr. Wesley Jones from Panama, for a life-changing marriage workshop at the Intergenerational Hub, Old Woods Furniture Store behind Airport Foster's. Discover tips on how to continue loving in your marriage, strengthen your bond, and inspire the next generation that marriage works. Enjoy breakfast at 10 a.m., followed by a powerful workshop and question and answer session. Space is limited. RSVP as soon as possible. Call 916-6182. A Kimpton gift certificate is up for grabs for the person inviting the most couples. This is a free event. Strong marriages build strong families, and strong families build strong communities.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz, and we're just going to wrap our discussion about Gamers Bay 9. I'm in studio with Lance Jefferson, who's the co-founder of Netgeeks Media and also the man behind Gamers Bay 9, which is a gaming tournament and convention. It is being held I think the 27th and 28th. Did I get the dates? I got the dates right this time because I know I said an earlier date, which was wrong. So the 27th and 28th of September at John Gray Gymnasium.
That's correct.
And it's going to be set up in basically 2 areas. You have your gaming area and then you have your convention area.
Correct.
We talked about 4 major games that will be eligible for cash prizes. And we have the, I'm going to say the word wrong again, right?
What's that?
Cosplay?
Cosplay. You said it right.
I said it right this time.
Yeah.
The cosplay costume competition. That's happening as well. We have different panels, the influencer celebrity panels that you're going to have, and then other separate kind of panels and tech showcases, which, he didn't want to give a whole lot of detail there, but I know it's going to be good. Yeah. I know it's going to be good.
Definitely. So
how many gamers can you accommodate this year?
I think we're looking around 80 competitors.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're aiming for.
The competitors, do they have to sign up beforehand? Can they just roll up day of?
So the whole idea behind this competition, because it has a lot of logistics involved in it, we try to get our competitors to sign up early so that we can actually fix the brackets and make sure that everything runs smoothly. Of course, every once in a while we'll have last minute stragglers that'll come in the day of, and then we have to scramble to try to fix and adjust the brackets. But ultimately, our goal is to have all of the competition games signed up before the event.
Okay. So the stragglers can throw a wrench in the... Okay. So the stragglers can throw a wrench in the plan, in the game plan.
It happens, and like I said, but the whole idea, I want to continue to enhance the experience of the competition, and so having it done in a timely manner does.
It helps,
Yeah, it does help
for sure. Otherwise, you'd kind of have to treat them as a walk-on, and you're going to have to warm the bench, right? Right now, you might not get the best picks of.
Exactly.
Yes.
So for you competitors, anybody that wants to compete, go on to gamersbayevent.com. You can buy tickets, and then you look for the competition tickets. From there, you'll be able to select what games you want to play, and you'll be able to see all the rules, and you'll be able to sign up and secure your spot from there.
Okay, very good information to have.
Yeah.
I had a question about that. It completely slipped my mind about about entry, and it was right there, boom, gone, just like that. It happens. Okay, so for the gamers that are competing, are they expected to be there for certain hours?
Yeah, I mean, they'll be able to see the brackets, and so they'll be able to see when they're going to be competing, basically. They have the opportunity, if they don't want to sit down and watch the competition going on, they can go on the convention side and play the free games and just enjoy themselves until it's their time to compete.
How do they prepare for something like this? Because, as a coach yourself, you know that you gotta strategize, you gotta practice per se.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta study your opponent.
It's like any other sport, basketball, football. You gotta eat healthy. You gotta train.
You have to eat healthy.
Yeah, physical. All this is a balance for this. Like I said, it's a professional sporting discipline now, right? So just like you want to treat it just like how you treat any other sport. So again, you need your physical exercise. You go out there and you train. You eat properly. For those that are in schoolwork first, right? And then you jump into the games. But ultimately is that balance.
It's that discipline in different areas that's gonna kind of make you that ultimate gamer, I guess, per se.
Same thing with basketball, right? If you want to be the best basketball player, what do? You got to train.
Got to be out there shooting in the gym.
Shooting in the gym.
Yep.
Right? So same thing, same concepts.
Okay. The event schedule. Can you go over those details? So if I'm just a spectator coming to check out, I'm not a competitor. Well, we know that I'm not a competitor. I'm not a gamer per se. So what are the opening and closing times?
So again, the opening times is going to be 8:30 a.m. They expect to have a little opening ceremony, and then we'll go straight into the gameplay. From there, again, we have a number of vendors that'll be out there, and some of our sponsors will be out there, and got a free. Like I said, it's just a fun time to interact with their friends and network as well. So
will there be a schedule on the site as to like when the panels or the discussions would be?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great.
So you'll see like little
so people can plan.
You'll see different monitors around the event. They'll have that information.
Okay. All right. It'll have it at the event as well. Okay. So we also spoke about the influences that are going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Now, your kind of networking and impact within the community when it comes to Gamers Bay. And off air, we spoke about how you do go to a bunch of schools, and you gave me a number. So tell me the whole outreach that you're doing with the schools. What is the end result that you're trying to achieve when you're reaching out to the schools?
So I also wear another hat where I'm part of the Cayman Islands Esports Association. And so our goal and mission was to meet with and do like school visits. And we talk about, at the schools, we talk about esports, we talk about the gaming industry, we talk about careers, STEM, how STEM ties in with gaming.
I'm curious. I know our listeners are curious. So
you got science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So we started with science. Give an example: physics, right? Gravity. Technology. We talk about coding, AI. How does that play in the game? Right? With the new games with AI is actually watching how your gameplay is. So when you reach that final boss, how you compete versus how I compete against the final boss might be completely different.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, engineering, talk about the consoles, the remotes, right? These need to be engineered in order for you to even play the games, right? So even if you have a console, you still need the remotes to play. And mathematics, talk about different games that have mathematics in it. Fortnite, games with like stats.
Okay.
Right. And there's other special games, and we talk about, there's another gaming platform called Lumosity where it can help you train your brain for memorizing and stuff as well, right? Then we go on to skill sets. What are real skill sets that you can learn from gaming that you'll use in the real world?
Share what those skill sets are, because I know there's a lot of non-believers out there that gaming just rots your brain.
Yeah,
and
right.
I do not agree with that. So the skill sets that can be learned, share.
Yeah, number one is communication, teamwork, problem solving, critical thinking. A lot of times when you're playing games, you have to be able to think real quick in order to get to the next stage, right?
Being decisive, yeah.
Yeah. Strategies, yeah, we use that in real world. So a lot of these real world skill sets can be learned in gaming.
Yeah, I agree. And just the connectivity that it does. So when you're looking at a screen and you're making these quick decisions, like your mind is connecting all sorts of things together, all sorts of points together, and boom, you're making that connection right then and there. And this is just real world kind of scenarios that will happen to you in life. So I like that about gaming. And for me, and I've said it before on shows, I see where it can inspire people who are participating in the games, or playing games, whether you want to be an animator, you're interested in that part, you love the graphics of it, or like the sound design, and so you might want to go into audio engineering and motion capturing and all the rest.
Exactly.
So I think, you said to me, you overheard another interview where I spoke about how friends that were skateboarders were going to, it was like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games.
Yes.
And whatever else is out there. I'm so bad I can't remember. But they would have to go to Electronic Arts, which is a manufacturer of a lot of your games out there. So they had a headquarters in Vancouver, Canada.
Okay.
And they would have to put on these little kind of motion sensor outfits. And they would be doing their
tricks and stuff.
All sorts of different tricks, all sorts of different skateboarding tricks. And that was captured.
And implemented into the game.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was fascinating to me because my friends, the skateboarders, were getting paid to do that. But then it's these people that are creating these games and all their skill sets when it comes to engineering, when it comes to the creative aspects, the mathematics, all of that is in there.
Yep.
And I just think it's incredible the career path that people can have.
Of course.
Just by starting something, a hobby like gaming. You never know.
And this is where when we talk to our students, we showcase that each one of the subjects does matter.
Yeah.
Right?
It does, absolutely, 100%. Just shows the different avenues you can go in. And
Exactly.
I think the more opportunity that we can show, there's a whole bunch of choices for you to make here, and not just a narrow career path. I mean, the opportunities can be endless in that sense, right? You never know what children are going to come back with.
And I think at the end of the day, that's what a lot of us are just looking for, just that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. We can do more than one thing.
Exactly.
There's more than one way to make money. That's for sure. Is there any last thoughts you want to leave with our listeners?
Definitely. We just want to thank all of our sponsors as well. We couldn't do our event without the sponsors. And if you don't mind, let me just read them out real quick.
Yeah.
So we have the Ministry of Innovation and Social Development. We have the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage and Culture, Ministry of Sustainability and Wellness, and Ministry of Education as well. And then we also have Cell Cayman, Radio Cayman, the Cayman Modern Federation is going to be there, Cayman Islands Esports Association, C3, Netgeeks Media,
just a plug for your media company.
The Enterprise Cayman is going to be there, Tech West, UCCI, Domino's. In addition to that, we also have Mesa del Sol will be out there as well. They're a new company that, they do a lot of board games and stuff. So it's going to be,
okay.
So we're doing things a little different. Again, there's little things that'll help to enhance the experience.
All right. Is there going to be a Ludi corner set up? Because I'm coming to win that corner. Maybe we'll talk about it for next year. The Queen of Ludi is ready for this. All right, Lance, thank you so much for joining us. And just again, share the website where we can get tickets and event info.
Yes. So it's gamersbayevent.com. From there, you can go into to buy buy tickets. You can buy spectator tickets, competition tickets, and merch from there as well.
Awesome.
And it's going to be September 27th and 28th at the John Gray Gymnasium. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you there.
Awesome. Don't forget to come in your costumes as well.
That's it.
We'll go to the 9:01 a.m. headline news. And then I have another guest to speak with before the buzz closes for the day. So I'm going to let us go to the headline news and then we'll be back.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Legoland Real Estate is heading back to the Central Planning Authority with its Eldemeyer project tomorrow, a revised uncontested application for 157 apartments on Boilers Road in Georgetown. CPA will also discuss the Hyatt Centric Hotel project on West Bay Road, a 10-story hotel with rooftop restaurant, 2 pickleball courts, pools, and a bar. Tomorrow's meeting is taking place at 10 a.m. at Government Administration Building. You can find the full agenda online at planning.ky. In international news, a United Nations Commission of Inquiry says Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. A new report says there are reasonable grounds to conclude that 4 of the 5 genocidal acts defined under international law have been carried out since the start of the war with Hamas in 2023, killing members of a group, causing them serious bodily and mental harm, deliberately inflicting conditions calculated to destroy the group, and preventing births. It cites statements by Israeli leaders and the pattern of conduct by Israeli forces as evidence of genocidal intent. And Hollywood icon Robert Redford has died at the age of 89. Redford died earlier today, quote, at Sundance in the mountains of Utah, the place he loved, surrounded by those he loved, according to his publicist. The retired actor turned director starred in movies like Butch Cassidy and The Sundance Kid and All the President's Men. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I am your host, Kathy Miller, and this topic is all about the Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Support Group. So, the upcoming second annual Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Conference will be hosted by the Breastfeeding Support Group with the support of sponsorship from local entities. Now, the Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Support Group was founded in the 80s. It is a diverse, nonprofit volunteer network of women passionate about supporting and encouraging breastfeeding in the Cayman Islands. I could say a little bit more about this group, but instead of me giving that intro part, I'm going to start with perhaps you, Katy. I don't know. Can you talk about the Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Group? Give us a little bit of info.
Because she's representing the breastfeeding group today.
Okay.
So she can absolutely talk about that.
She took that question away from herself. But that's okay. That's no problem. Sheridan.
Okay, yeah. I'm part of the Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Support Group. I'm one of the organizers for the conference this year. And the Breastfeeding Support Group, we help with all sorts of things to do with breastfeeding. We do pump rentals, we do home visits. So if you're having any problems at home and you just want a little bit of support, then we can come to your house. All you have to do is send us a message on Facebook or an email, and we can organize that.
Okay, so this is what the Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Support Group does. Okay, wonderful. Do you know why the group was even formed? I know it was in the 80s, so it was a long time ago.
Before I was born.
All right, so
But breastfeeding is such an important thing for families, and if we don't have enough support for it, it can be really hard.
I think also, can I jump in?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I just arrived on island back in March, and I think we have a similar group in the States and in Canada, La Leche League, right? And a breastfeeding group speaks volumes in terms of creating a village for families. And so it's not just about the breastfeeding parent, it's about how do we ensure that parents are transitioning well into this new role and feeling supported at that time and knowing where their resources are. Because a lot of the people that are volunteering with the breastfeeding group come from a background of midwifery, nursing, being moms themselves. And so building that village is offering support for really lifetime of parenting.
All right. Now, I like that you pointed that out because the panel that we do have in studio right now almost covers that group, right? So we do have Ceridwen Farley. You're a postnatal doula, right? And a lactation consultant,
right,
which I didn't even know about this role. So you're going to have to fill us in with that. And also with you, Katy Teasdale, right? You're a registered nurse and also a lactation consultant. And then I have Izzy James, who's a midwife.
Yeah, and a lactation consultant.
And a lactation consultant. And you're with HSA.
I'm with HSA, yeah.
Hence the uniform I see, I see on you right now. Okay. So different kind of roles. So what is a lactation consultant exactly?
Well, there's different roles within a lactation consultant. So I myself am an international board certified lactation consultant, which means that I've done a ton of hours learning about lactation specifically, and working more with like high risk. So things like maybe someone had gestational diabetes or they had an emergency C-section and that led to them having difficulty making milk. But lactation consultants in general, no matter what their training is, are all there to support a result of infant feeding. So ensuring parents know what their options are, feeling informed, and being able to be given the opportunity to make decisions for themselves on how they want to feed their babies.
Okay. Okay, nice. So we have an event coming up. Now, this year's theme is Priorities Breastfeeding, Create Sustainable Support Systems. Ceridwen, if you can tell us what this theme means and why it's so timely.
Right. So this theme is all about recognizing that, like we've been talking about, breastfeeding does require support. It doesn't happen in isolation. And to help mothers meet their goals, they need systems that are there to support them and that are sustainable. And this is really what we're talking about. Systems that are sustainable, from family support to support in the workplace to healthcare, and also in the wider community and even in government policy. It's such an important focus right now because we know many families want to breastfeed, but without the right support, it can be really hard to make breastfeeding a sustainable thing. So that's what we're going to be talking about at this conference, and building the community support and support for healthcare workers to make that possible.
So what does a sustainable support system actually look like for breastfeeding?
So it's sort of about who is around them. So it's about people who, like your partner, your family, your workplace, your healthcare provider, understanding about breastfeeding, how they can best support you to achieve your goal.
Okay. Katy, can you walk us through some of the benefits of breastfeeding, not just for babies, but also for mothers, families, and even just society at large?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is one of the things I'm most passionate about. And we all know breast is best, right? Like, we hear this, we have it drilled into us when we're pregnant. But I think it's really about breaking it down into women knowing that breastfeeding decreases their risk for ovarian cancer. It decreases their risk for breast cancer in their lifetime. And for women, in like talking from a medical standpoint, breastfeeding also decreases risk of cardiovascular disease, so high blood pressure later, and diabetes, which is a huge one.
Wow.
And then I think in general, like if people knew that their postpartum, the first 6 weeks after they have a baby, it actually lowers their risk of postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. Even if breastfeeding's hard, but you're being supported through it and someone's cheerleading you and rallying with you beside you as you're transitioning and making it less hard, because breastfeeding promotes oxytocin, which is our lovey-dovey bonding hormone.
The good hormones.
The good vibe hormones, because it elevates every time you breastfeed and every time you have a letdown, your risk of mental health actually, like difficulties, actually comes down as a breastfeeding parent. Yeah.
Okay. Because I haven't had any children, so but I have heard that there's the so-called preferred natural way. So as you said, breast is best, and then using formula isn't another way.
Yeah.
And I guess for some women, I understand it's a lot harder for them to breastfeed compared to others. Is from your knowledge and experience, is there any reasons why it might be a lot harder for some women that breastfeeding almost is impossible for them?
I think it's all about education. Some women definitely struggle more than others, which I think is where like the role as a lactation consultant comes in to try and so I, for example, work only really, I do a little bit in the community, but predominantly in the hospital. So it's starting early. And then it's like education is key because I find that there's a lot of urban myths surrounding breastfeeding. So sometimes that can kind of feed into why people struggle a little bit. So not trusting in the body, not trusting in newborn behaviour. So if we can get in early to teach people, then sometimes we can overcome some of those issues. And then obviously there are certain conditions that can limit things a little bit. But like I say, our job is to try and minimise those as much as possible.
So can you touch on the urban myths a little bit more? When you said, for example, not trusting the body, is that an urban myth?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So I see a lot of, so when you first start breastfeeding, you have colostrum, and there's not a lot of colostrum, but it's basically like liquid gold. You don't need a lot of it. So if you give 60 mils of formula, for example, your baby is going to be very, very full and very, very compliant, for want of a better word. Whereas with a breastfed baby, when they go to the breast, they're not just feeding for nutrition, they're feeding to order, because every time they suck, they send a message to your brain, "Mummy, I'm here. This is what I want you to make for me." they've also just spent their whole life inside of you, so they don't want to be on their own in their cot. So they feed and they feed and they feed and they feed just to be loved and to be held and to be cuddled. But the problem is people sometimes see that as like, my baby is starving. It's not getting anything. It just wants to feed for hours and hours and hours on end. But when it's on you and it's close to you, it can hear your voice, it can hear your heartbeat, all of these things that it knew from forever, because that's where it's been the entire time. And I do get laughed for this one a little bit, but like, if you were in a car and you go to, your friend is with you and they're like, I'm going to get some McDonald's. And you're like, well, I'm not hungry. But they bring those hot chips in the car. You smell those hot chips. You're eating those chips, aren't you?
Yeah, especially when you know how good the little fries taste. Yeah.
Sorry, fries. Yeah, thank you for translating.
No problem.
So when your baby comes close to you, it smells the milk. So you smell like those hot chips. So of course, then that baby is going to eat even more. Mm-hmm. So eventually, and this is probably where Katy and Ceridwen are better, because I'm very predominantly newborn is what I tend to work with. But if about day 3, day 4, day 5, your proper milk, your sort of bigger milk comes in, which is more like a 3-course meal. And that's when you can find you get a slightly easier baby. But then every time your baby grows, so I don't have any children, but like, and so I use this example, which probably make me sound like a terrible mother, but you give your child like some fish fingers or some chicken nuggets. And then one day they're like, Mummy, 3 chicken nuggets isn't enough for me. I want 6 or I want 10. Because your child is growing. So as your baby grows, it will feed more, send more messages. So you get this kind of ebb and flow of a baby that will feed and be happy, and then a baby that's going to want to feed and feed and feed and feed. But what people think is like, oh, there's nothing there. I don't have anything in my breast. Or they think there's nothing there initially, so they have to supplement with formula until the milk comes in. Whereas actually, if we let the baby lead that feeding, the baby will order exactly what it needs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I sound like I eat too much junk food, don't I?
Not at all. No, I mean, it's interesting to me because as I said, I don't have children, so I never really understood, and I guess I've never asked my friends who've had babies, but I've never really understood the weariness and the overwhelming feelings that they have with their babies when they're, I guess I want to say, feeding, quote, too much. Or what is, for the moms, it feels like it's too much.
And it's kind of scary as well, because I think when you see a bottle, you see it go in, so you trust it, whereas you don't see it go in. So then it's about teaching about how, like, if it's going in, it's coming out. So is the baby peeing? Is the baby pooing? Is the baby alert? Is the baby well? Is the baby happy when it's on? And that's what I mean about trusting the body and trusting your baby and trusting in the process. And then that's what we're there for. So I go out and see people postnatally to make sure all of that is happening as well.
And then one way that Integra right now is getting to support that, and it's like one of my favorite parts of my week, is our weight check clinics. So if you're struggling, or you had been struggling in the past, and now you're kind of on a good jive with your baby, but you're a little bit like, because you can't see it, it's not like a meter at your breast. People can come in and just drop in on Monday mornings, 11 to 1, or Thursdays, 9 to 11, just to weigh your baby. And you don't have to be a patient of mine. You don't have to be a patient at Integra. You can come and just drop in and consistently do that. And then I can offer support in terms of, hey, your baby's gaining what we would expect a baby of that age to gain. And that can be, not that everything is about numbers, but it can be really reassuring to have one pair of eyes consistently looking at your little one.
Absolutely. And you're right that just that small reassurance can just be enough. Like, okay, let me quiet some of these thoughts I might have in my mind that I'm not doing enough or something's wrong here.
Oh, yeah.
We got to go to commercial break right now. Quick little commercial break, but we'll come back and continue our discussion.
Parents, if you're navigating the world of boarding schools, it can feel overwhelming. Dorm and Day are here to help. You don't have to do it alone. Whether your child is reaching for new academic challenges, looking to shine as a competitive athlete, or simply searching for the school that brings out their best, Dorm and Day are your trusted educational experts located right here in Georgetown. For 10 years, Dorm and Day have helped families just like yours to find the best fit schools with one-on-one support every step of the way. So why stress when you can have an experienced partner by your side? Visit dormanday.ky or call 936-3676 today. Dorm and Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures.
Tired of burning cash at the gas pump and wasting time in traffic? Say goodbye to gridlock and hello to freedom with a Kimco scooter from Automotive Art. Trusted in over 100 countries, Kimco is now known worldwide for reliable, fuel-efficient scooters built to last. Perfect for Cayman's roads. With 2 models to choose from, the Agility 125cc for just $23.99 and the Agility RS Naked 125cc for $24.99. It's the smart, budget-friendly way to beat traffic and cut costs. Visit Automotive Art today and ride smarter with Kimco, because saving money should never mean slowing down.
At 35 miles per hour, you have 3 seconds to react. At 50 miles per hour, just 1.5 seconds. That split second you save speeding could be the split second that saves a life. Most fatal crashes in Cayman involve speeding. Slow down, because arriving late is better than never arriving at all. Smart or reckless, your choice changes everything. Visit gov.ky/road safety.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Britk. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking... Well, we're about to get to the conference details, but we're going to be talking about the upcoming 2nd annual Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Conference. And right now I have people from the Cayman Islands Breastfeeding Support Group. And those guests that I have, we have Ceridwen Farley. She's a postnatal doula and lactation consultant. We have Katy Teasdale, registered nurse and lactation consultant. And Izzy James, midwife and lactation consultant with HSA. So we're going to get into some of those conference details just because I'm cognizant of the time, and even though I really liked how Izzy was breaking some stuff down when it comes to breaking down those myths, or we're trying to say those myths are wrong, those urban myths that women are telling themselves, misconceptions about breastfeeding. So I really like how you spoke about that, and I'd like to get into more details, but we definitely have to make sure we cover the conference info too, right? So to get to that part now. Oh, did I already ask this question? Perhaps not. Okay, so we know the conference is coming up, and it's made possible from a lot of community support and partners, right? There's Ocean Med, there's Walkers, Health City, the Ministry of Health. How are organizations like Doctors Hospital, HSA, Integra Healthcare, how are they helping to support the breastfeeding practices here in Cayman?
I think the collaboration is probably the biggest piece, and probably like one of the most exciting among healthcare providers is like the fact that Izzy and I even last week shared a client and got to connect about that and support this client in a really continuity type way, so that everyone was on the same page and that patient got to feel supported in all ways of being in hospital, going home, then doing follow-up in the community as well as in clinic. And that's really the key, is for all of us to be working collaboratively together and enjoying that part of our work. And then really patients just get to what's the terminology of the benefits, like reap the benefits of
they
that.
Get to reap all those benefits
Yeah.
and with that cross collaboration happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. Ceridwen, can you tell us what attendees can look forward to at this year's conference? If there's any kind of standout presenters or specific topics or workshops that will be held?
Yeah, this year we have some really exciting internationally renowned experts. We have Professor Amy Brown from the UK and Nancy Moorbacher from the US, who both of which I can't believe, I'm so excited that they're coming. And across the 2 days, they'll be covering topics like creating environments where breastfeeding can thrive, the impact of routines and mental health, and also giving some very practical strategies like simplifying the first 36 hours or dealing with ongoing pain. We will also have interactive workshops for parents, including one on building that village of support that we've been talking about, and another on tongue ties, which is going to be taught by Dr. Darlene Buan-Bassett, who works here at The Well.
What do we mean by tongue ties?
Tongue ties. Oh, I could talk about
there's
it.
There's one thing I'm imagining, but I don't. What do you mean by tongue ties?
So, or oral restrictions. So sometimes babies have difficulties getting really wide latches, and because a tongue is a muscle, if our muscle is connected to a little frenulum under our tongue that's too tight or not allowing movement to be optimal, then it can make breastfeeding sometimes extremely painful, despite looking really pretty on the outside. And it can lead to low weight gain and really quite a trajectory in breastfeeding. We could literally have a whole show on tongue tie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this is like a condition that the baby will have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not always kind of caught until the breastfeeding starts happening.
Yeah, and I think IBCLCs in our community are becoming more well versed in how to assess, and we're really lucky on the island to have people we can refer to help. We don't have to fly people off island to go get support for that in terms of revision work or release of that frenulum. So. And
would that be, I guess, is he considered like another misconception in the sense of like if that tongue ties happened with the baby, does the mom think, oh, it's me, my baby's not taking to me?
Like, what am I doing wrong? Mm-hmm. Why is this so painful? And from that, like Katy said, from the outside, you're like, well, it looks really good. What's going on? And then it's only when you look inside the baby's mouth, and you have two different types of tongue ties. So anterior is when you can see it right at the front of the tongue is kind of really not stuck, but can be tightly fixed at the bottom of the mouth. But a posterior one is much, much harder to diagnose. So, if you're trying to do that, go it alone and do it alone, and you just don't understand what it is you're doing wrong, why is it so painful, where everything you read is like it shouldn't hurt that much and all that kind of thing. So it's definitely could lead women to want to give up earlier if not properly diagnosed and not properly dealt with, definitely.
And how common is it for a baby to have tongues tied?
Well, I think there's a difference between a frenulum that's functional. So we all have frenulums, right? Little things under our tongues. And I know that the speakers that are going to be speaking actually, like Nancy specifically, has a lot of education in oral restriction. But we can have a frenulum and we can see it and it can function beautifully. And so that's really why you need a specialized professional in lactation to be able to say, is this impacting breastfeeding in a negative way? And is there anything we can do to support, meaning a release? Or sometimes people like Darlene to do body work as chiropractor, who's the one speaking about tongue tie at the conference.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So the conference, where it's going to be held, how can folks register? Is there a cost to attend?
So the conference is completely free to register. You can find the link to register on the CI Breastfeeding Group's Facebook page. And yeah, you just sign up there and it's completely free. And it will be the 11th and 12th of October in the Cayman Bay Arc.
Okay. Now, Ceridwen, you spoke about two of the guests that are coming down and you were excited about both of them. I would like to know why. What is it about these guests? Like, what is it about them that you're like, yes, I can't wait to hear from them?
Well, Amy Brown especially. I had read her book a while ago. She wrote a book called, she has several books that she's written, but one is Breastfeeding, Grief, and Trauma. Oh. It's a really interesting book, but her book really talks about how when we aren't, because a lot of women, I'm sure, is kind of apparent from this conversation, it can be really tricky for a lot of moms and babies. And if they're left without that support and that process of going through a really difficult breastfeeding experience can be quite traumatic if it's not properly supported. If it's unsupported, then it can really... And it's very confusing because you don't have answers. Why is this not like with so my son actually had a tongue tie, and for like Izzy was saying, for 3 months it was really painful, and I couldn't figure out. I just thought, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
Were you blaming yourself?
Yeah, because you kind of read online about all these, you have to get the right latch. So I'm like, okay, well, why am I not getting the right latch? And I was not supported very well. And it was quite a traumatic experience, which is probably what led me to read Amy's book.
Was that here?
That
you
experience.
Felt like you didn't have the support?
Yeah, I think there's different approaches.
It's important to share because it's the reality of what is going on in our community.
Mm-hmm. So. Different professionals have different thoughts on how to manage tongue ties. Some people, I guess...
I understand. No, trust me. I understand.
One thing I think, like in terms of this conference, when parents are trying to decide if they should attend or not, I think this is one of the reasons to do it. Is because it allows you to interact with people in our community. Like we'll all be there, and there's lots of people coming from our pediatrician groups, our nursing groups, our community support groups. And so what an awesome place to just like get to come, meet everybody, and find out who's your cup of tea and who's going to support you in a way that feels validating to you and can advocate for what rings true for your family.
And you're meeting a network of parents that you might be sharing those kind of same issues with. So like what you experienced, Ceridwen, is an example. And I mean, I'm perfectly honest, a lot of doctors don't have any bedside manners per se. This has been my experience. So when I meet a doctor who is just so warm and can speak to you and just really feels that they're supporting you, it makes a complete difference in that doctor-patient relationship. So I mean, I think it is important. And if it's something that even our doctors and caregivers can learn how to speak better to our patients, it's going to go a long way. It's absolutely going to go a long way because how we feel. I mean, you sharing that experience with me, I'm going to want to know who that doctor is because I don't want to go to them. And I'm going to make sure all my friends don't go to them. So that's why it's important to have positive, good, supportive experiences. That's how I look at it. So not to come down on doctors, but that's just how I look at it.
And the same goes, just off a little spin on that, I think the same goes of when we get to be providers that offer safe, shared spaces for patients and their families, that word of mouth comes around too, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Being able to do what I always say is like intentional good work.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
100% in everything you do. In everything you do, 100%. I want to ask your final thoughts here because we do have to wrap. So if there's any final thoughts you'd like to share, please let us know.
I think one thing that I would just really like everyone to know is you don't have to even be, I mean, especially if you are breastfeeding or if you're someone who works in healthcare, you can come to the conference. But when we're talking about creating sustainable support systems for the conference, this is really a societal thing. And really anyone can come to this conference who just wants to learn about how they can be part of that support system for all the new moms in our community.
That's a great way to close. Izzy, Katy, anything from you too?
I agree.
We're good to go.
Mean, how do you follow up with that? Ceridwen, that's perfect.
All right, Ceridwen, you close it off beautifully right there. Thank you, ladies, for joining me on The Buzz this morning. No, it was a bit of a shorter interview, and there's so much more we can go into this conversation. But I appreciate you sharing the information so far. I hope the conference goes well. The dates again, one more time.
The 11th and 12th of October, and you can register on the CI Breastfeeding Support Group's Facebook page.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks for sharing the information. I hope it'll be a great conference. There'll be a lot of people coming out and just parents getting the support they need and information. All right, everybody, have a wonderful Tuesday out there. I will be back with you on The Buzz on Thursday. The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman, your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening